just checking this vending machine unit, and this is actually quite a popular unit in several different Chinese machines. Obviously there's normally a side here, and a top. Panels are down here. The problem we have working on a vending machine unit is you haven't got the vending machine to start it. So normally the power for this would come here. This is the compressor, and this is the vat fan and the condenser fan lead. So when you've got it in the workshop situation like this, how do you run it? So what I do, this is the power to the compressor. So I'm going to cut a slice in here and put connectors like this in here, and then I can run my lead and run it. And back here, this is the power for the condenser fan motor. So what I'll do, I'll connect the condenser fan motor into here as well, because also too, whenever you're working on this type of unit, this comes out of a Sorrento machine, Bentley, Venzone, all sorts of different machines have this same unit. The crazy thing is that the power for the compressor and the power for the condenser fan motor do not come from the same spot like a normal vending machine. So on the refrigeration board, there's a relay for the compressor. There's a relay, this here, these two wires here. This is the power to the condenser fan. There's a relay, separate relay for that, and a separate relay, obviously, for the vat fan motor. What happens is the condenser relay fails. I've seen it many times, and you've got the compressor running without a condenser fan. It's freaking crazy. So for the sake of putting 0.2 condenser fans in there, 0.2 of an amp more load on the compressor relay in the refrigeration board in the machine, what I do is, on all machines when I work on it, is have the condenser fan motor connected to the power for the compressor. That way you know that power comes onto the compressor, you've also got power to the condenser fan motor. Yeah. So anyway, this unit I just taken it out of the vending machine. It looked like to me that it was had no gas in it. So I've just been over with the Stratus and cannot find a leak. So I'm just going to run it up in the workshop and see what's happening. So I connected up my cord here. I'm going to connect it into my meter, amp meter. She's plugged in there. I ran it and there's nothing. So I put my little bullet valve on, connected with this. There's nothing in this. There's not a skerrick of gas in there. So now I've got my nitrogen and my workshop. It's a friggin' mess. Look. And it's going to grab the leak detector again. Hopefully there's just enough. I don't have to. I can hear the leak. It's pissing out. It's pissing out here somewhere. Hopefully, maybe at the back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put my finger on it a minute. Let me get some bubbles. I can hear it. It's leaking that fast. I can hear it. I can't work out where it's coming from. Let me turn this off and I'll find it. Then I come back. I found it. It's leaking under. You can't see it, but it's leaking under there on that U-bend at the bottom. Yeah, just on the weld, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the evaporator out, put a Schrader on it, weld it up, put it under some water, make sure it's okay. Now, this vending machine, this unit sits on the floor, and with a lot of vending machines, unfortunately, they get a bit neglected. Condensers get dirty. The air intake is here on the machine. They get blocked. So when you've got a job like this and you've got the unit apart, always replace the capillary. The bastards block up all the time. Dryer, copper sponge dryer down here. Replace that. So what I've found the best thing to do is, because this is awkward, trying to get to that bloody dryer down there. So what I do is, it's only got nitrogen in it now, I cut it here. I put a 3/8 to quarter T here, and I put my quarter Schrader valve, suction Schrader valve, and I put it over here somewhere. So it's easy to get to when the machine's on. So I'll just grab one of these, and I'm going to weld this in here. So this bit here, you can get to this when this unit is in the machine. Otherwise, you've got to take the whole frigging unit out just to check the gas charge. So I'm going to cut this, cut the capillary tube, and this whole thing just lifts off. And then it's easy to work down here. I'll show you. And cut suction here, which was there. Cut the capillary tube there. Now this just lifts off. Easy. Lifts off, and then this just lifts off also. Oh. So now you can get in here, get to the dryer easy, get to everything else easy, and you can work more comfortably. And the best thing to do, I find, is to take this out, just slip that out. Now, how much easier is that? I can clean this up. Look at these, look at the condensate pipe. I think that just needs cleaning up. This actually doesn't look too bad. I'll have a look anyway, have a closer look. Okay, much easier to work on now. And check this evaporator and keep on going. Okay, so I've welded a Schrader in, welded that in, put in my water here, which is a bit hard to get to. But you see, it's pissing out of there. I cut the base off. It doesn't, the bottom, this evaporator is not held down by the bottom, so cut it off so I could see better. Let me clean that up, weld that up, and I'm going to check the rest of it. Alright, I cleaned it up. I cleaned it up with some emery cloth. Some emery. First of all, because I was lazy and I like to, but I couldn't get in there, I just cleaned up with a little nylon brush. my Milwaukee drill. So now I've got 87 psi in here, and I'll drop it back in the water and see what happens. Obviously that leak's fixed because I could hear it before. Let's see if there's any others. So this is under pressure and underwater. This was where the other leak was there, the third one along. Fix that. So I just removed the dryer, which was there. There's a liquid line. I cut the capillary out because I'm going to replace the capillary, but it's always a good idea to cut the dryer open, see what's been happening. So I've just cut this open, and you can see that the dryer was not that healthy. All the silica gels should be like this, not like this. Okay. I'm replacing the capillary tube anyway. So I'm going to replace the capillary only because it's easy to do. Well, I've got it apart, and vending machine units get really hot, so it's always good to replace the dryer and the capillary tube. So I've got 100. Well, it was a 100-meter roll. This is SP5, and I've done the calculations from the compressor, and I need 3.5 meters. I got my meter ruler up here, and I just measure 3.5. Easy. All right, I put the dryer in. I put a little T-piece in here so that I can bring the liquid line service valve out here, so it's easy for me to get to. I welded in the capillary tube while it was up here, so I didn't have to weld it down there. So the last weld I did was just down there connecting it up. I cut this off because there was a tube, just a tube coming around here, easy for it to break off. So I cut that off because I'm going to have the suction service port up here where I can get to it without moving the machine if I ever have to. All right, I've cleaned out this drain, and I can put the top back on and work on the top. So this is a couple of days later. This evaporator's been pressurized, and it's still sitting on 86 psi. I didn't mark it, but I know it was something like that. So it's all good. I can take this off and fit it in here. So I've got the evaporator back on. Obviously new capillary that runs up through here. Just put some foam shit in there. I'm going to put some of that other plasticine type crap in there so it's nice and sealed, because obviously it's cold here and it's warm here. We don't want any heat transfer where the pipes come up. I've got the suction service valve at the front, just on a T. I'm going to put a bracket here. I mean, it's just because I should. Yeah. And just cable tied these back up there. Obviously we've got the liquid line service port there, so it's nice and easy once I'm ready to put it on on the vac pump. All right, just going to put this put the side covers back on. And then then put on the vac pump. Just pressurizing it, and everything looks good. In here, just the condensate tray has put some foam either side and also at the bottom, because these rattle a lot, especially on this machine. The rattles a real lot. So this is what it looks like, the finished product. This is just sitting on there, but let's put a little bracket there. Some of this bracket material, I just screwed that into there. It's on a bit of an angle, but it doesn't matter. And then use just some of this foam stuff just to put against the bracket so that it wouldn't rub. A couple of cable ties, and it's ready. Okay, so it's ready now to put the reclaimer on. Put the reclaimer on. Put the vac pump on. Just getting late. I got my vac pump sitting up there. I've put the ballast on, connected it up. Got the see how easy it is to get to it. See, I've just made it. Always try and make it easy for yourself. Got me Testo wireless micron gauge there. I've got another one here. And now I can put this on, go in and have some dinner. It's getting late, it's about 5:45, and watch this on my phone inside. All right, let's turn it on. Let's turn this on. I got down to under 1,000 pretty quickly. I've turned the ballast off. Just used nylon on all of the joints, and took a couple of minutes to just set this up. It's pretty simple. I like to have this sort of setup, so wherever the hose is the most comfortable, I can either connect it here, connect it there, put this here. I mean, obviously you don't want to have too many joints. The less joints possible, the better. But I like this setup. It's pretty straightforward, and it serves me well. All right, I'm gonna go and have some dinner. Let this run on the vac pump while I'm having dinner, and come back and put some gas in it. This has been evacuating for 10 minutes, and we're down to under 150 on both sides, so we've got plenty. Just going to turn this off, remove the micron gauge. Won't turn that off yet. And I've just turned this one off. So remove this one as well. Just going to leave the pump on for a sec, because I want to connect hold on, bear with me. Just want to connect the high side gauge on there. I've got the other one on here. Let me make sure these are turned off. Turn the scales on. So now the bottle's on. I'm just going to open up my gauges, purge here. Okay, so now we're ready. So I'm going to turn that off and this one. So now the back pump's off. Well, the lines are off. Turn that off. That's 0. Let's turn the light on so I can see. That's 0. These gauges. Yeah. 0. Don't know if we can see. Not really. Anyway. Okay, so I want to put in 100 grams. So let's open up this. Watch down there quickly, because it's going to go in quick. Shit, 130 went in. I did need more than 100 grams. I was going to let it run and slowly put the rest in. So I put 130 in. It's hard to see. Anyway, there's 130 in there. I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it without the. So I don't have on this unit here how much refrigerant goes in the unit. I'm sort of just guessing on the size. So I'm going to run it without the evap fan and see what happens to the frost line and the suction line. Alright, let's have a look. Here goes, turn this thing on. I've got it wide in, just direct here, running the compressor and the condenser fan motor. So I'm just going to leave the evap fan motor off. I don't know the exact refrigerant charge on this unit, so I'm going to run it so that it without the evaporator fan motor, and run it until the frost line gets down the suction line, but not to the compressor, and that is about as close as I'm going to get. Even on the machine it's not written, and so anyway, I'll be able to get it close. Let's so I've got it hooked up to my little meter here. Let's switch it on. Okay, it's running. I'll come back once it's started to cool down. I did think that I was going to overcharge it, because I did accidentally put in more than I thought. So I've hooked up the liquid line, and what I did, I opened up here and opened up here, so that the liquid would come down, and I bled it here, because this suction line might actually be in a vacuum, so I didn't want to suck any air in. So now the lines are clear, and I'm just gonna, you can see, come on here, you can see we've got 84, it says 84 there, 84.7, but this is not open, so let's wind this in onto the Schrader. Once this is closed, and look, there wasn't a vacuum. I would have been in all sorts of trouble if I had just put my gauge on, because we've got no evap fan. She's running into a vacuum, and now you see, now that I'm just going to watch that for a sec, but now the frost line, because I've put liquid into the gauge lines, the frost line has come back a bit. So if it stays like that, I'll be happy. So this has been running for 15 minutes, so we can see frost in the suction line, even on the process tube here. But we don't have any frost at the compressor. But if I zoom in, we can see a bit of insulation. Back there. You can see there actually is a bit of frost there. So I'm happy with that. That's been running for about 15 minutes now actually, and that will be perfect. Alright, disconnect my temporary cord here, and I'm just going to tape these connectors up. This is going to be in the back of the vending machine, so you don't have access to this to the back. Tape those up and take the unit back. I'm just going to close those off and close this off. Alright, I'm going to take these off and I'll be sweet.
So I can look at it. Chris will blank out.